So why dating hot younger women in the Philippines is so easy in 2023 for foreign men or men late 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever it is. Basically, what you need to understand is that right when you arrive in this country, you're operating at an advantage. You're in a situation where your value just skyrocketed just by way of a financial aspect. If you're good looking, that's just the icing on the cake. But in reality, basically everybody is higher value as soon as you get to that money conversion, or even if you're getting $1,200 a month or $2,000 a month or whatever, you're rich to somebody and you're a whole life changer to somebody. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to be in a situation where you can elevate someone's quality of life, and basically you're going to be looked up to and looked at as a mega rich elite gentleman, even if you would have been essentially a bum in your home country. If you're getting $2,000 a month, you're a bum in America. If you're getting $2,000 a month, you can change someone and their family's whole life in the Philippines. That's just the reality of it. I don't make the rules, I just report them. But basically, if you're a guy and say you're 50 years old and you like to date, seniors in college or 22-year-olds in America, unless you have a Rolls Royce and a Lamborghini and you're worth $20 million, that is just simply not an option for you, at all. It is not even close to an option for you. You are essentially priced out of the market. They would never even give you a second look. That would have to be a transactional thing at best. There's just absolutely 0.0 shot at that happening. But in the Philippines, it's totally different. You are going to have that at your fingertips very, very, very easily. You see it all day long, even if you're 70. That's something that is very, very doable for yourself. It's not going to be an issue. It's not going to be something that's hard to pull off, or is going to take a lot of work or a lot of trips to the gym or, $1 million outings. It's going to be very, very much almost the norm for, a 50-year-old to date a 25-year-old or whatever. It's not going to be frowned upon. It's just going to be kind of another day, basically. It's not going to be like a big, amazing get for you that would be really hard to make happen. So that's just basically how things change when you come to Southeast Asia. You're going to have a totally different mind frame that's going to start to set in after a while. You're going to go from total scarcity to total abundance in a matter of, usually it might take like 6 months or something, or a lot of interactions with people that are now, you're no longer invisible, or every clerk and every real estate agent and every cashier and every woman walking by on the street is, intensely staring at you or flirting with you. And this is not going to be 100% of the time for 100% of guys. Results may vary, but your value will certainly be raised a few points from your home country, and those college girls or whatever will be totally gettable for you, whereas they would not be gettable for you at all in your home country. By any stretch of the imagination, there is zero chance that as a regular earning, $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year, 50-year-old, you would have a chance with those women. It would absolutely never happen, with the exception of, lightning striking, or you being a, actual wealthy man, or maybe if you were a supermodel, but not even at 50. So if you like younger girls that are super hot and would be 100 levels out of your league, the Philippines is going to be a great choice. They speak English. They're welcoming to foreigners. A lot of times they've had a bad experience with a Filipino. A lot of times they're like, no boyfriend since birth. Like, a lot of these girls have literally never had a boyfriend in their life, whether they're 40 or they're 20. They just focus on their studies, or they're like good girls and stuff. And what better than a foreigner? Because a foreigner can be a whole life changer, from a guy with a $1,200 social security check to a guy with a big YouTube channel to a guy that's legitimately wealthy in any country. You know, and foreigners have blue eyes, green eyes. They can give you a fill-in baby. Foreigners, you know, have an American passport. Your child will be an American citizen. Foreigners tend to be smart. Foreigners could have a lot of knowledge, or, you know, a lot to offer in that sense as well. You know, they're not just, it's not just for the money. It could be for the smarts. It could be for the looks. It could be for the height. It could be for many, many things. Many women in Southeast Asia wear a foreigner as a badge of honor. Many women would be ashamed to be with a foreigner and would only go with their native man. Even if he makes $200 a month, $300 a month, they simply won't cross that barrier. But there's enough of them that it can certainly happen. And it can happen relatively easily. I can't tell you how many guys I see that are way punching out of their weight class with women in Southeast Asia. Basically, that's just the way it is. You have the great equalizer. That is perceived wealth. And who really cares? I know people treat me really good. People treat you like a god as a foreigner in a Southeast Asian country. If you run out of money, will they? Of course not. Don't run out of money. You know what I'm saying? Come over here prepared financially, or make something work for some digital money. It's not impossible. And if all goes bad, guess what you got? An American passport, and you can go home and earn some money, earn enough, and then come back for 10 years. It's not really the end of the world or an impossible thing. So it's a pretty good deal. I'm here, boots on the ground, and I did it. And, you know, that's just basically why you're able to date way out of your, you know, beauty level, and without being a legitimate millionaire. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. If you have the guts to get on that flight and to come to Southeast Asia, that's your payoff essentially for doing that. It's just something that is almost unbelievable when you're in the West, but as someone that lives here, I can tell you I see couples every day. And you know, I was dating a 23-year-old in Los Angeles 8 months ago, so me dating a 21-year-old from Davao, you know, when I got here, wouldn't really be a far-fetched concept for me anyway. But in reality, I've seen guys much heavier than me, much older than me, and they are definitely punching out of their weight class, and they are coupled with a 9 when they are probably a 4 in America and maybe a 6 here in Southeast Asia. So it's just a different marketplace. And I honestly don't care if people treat me well because they think I'm wealthy. All I care about is that they're treating me well. Just don't go broke is the only rule. You're gonna come 8,000 miles from home where you got 0 friends, 0 buddies, you know, you don't have anything going on. Make sure you keep some money in your pocket. Don't end up in a situation where you're, you know, begging in Facebook groups for a way home or something. If you get down to even lower money, just head home. You got 5 grand, 10 grand left, get a flight home and get to work. You know, you can try to make 100,000 in a year or two and come back for, you know, 7 years or whatever you spend. But you know, just choose wisely, because while you can get those girls, you want to make sure that you don't get into a human ATM machine type thing, or a girl that's just, you know, has wild thoughts for what can we spend your money on today every single day. You want to try to get someone that genuinely likes you for whatever reason, whether you're that silver fox, or you have those smarts, or you you know, have something to offer besides your bank account. But in the end, we just want to be treated well. And a lot of guys don't want to date. If you're a 55-year-old, a lot of 55-year-olds don't want to date 55-year-olds. And I understand that, you know what I mean? As a man gets older, his value raises. As a woman gets older, unfortunately, her value doesn't. She's born with her value. Her value peaks in her 20s, and it declines after that, unfortunately, for women. So that's just the honest truth. I like to tell the truth on this channel, but that's what it is. Can a woman be beautiful at 40, 50, 60? Certainly she can. If we had to choose between a 60-year-old woman and a 25-year-old woman, would we 100% of the time choose a 25-year-old from an aesthetic perspective outside of just a companion? We certainly would. So that's just the honest truth I like to tell on this channel, rather than bullshit you and act like, you know, you can be gorgeous at 70. You can't. So you got to just be realistic about that, and just you know, be honest with yourself, and don't don't have any illusion about what it is and what it isn't. But yeah, at the end of the day, it can certainly be done, and it can be done, you know, way out of your normal ability in a Western country. You're going to have little to no options, whereas you're going to have hundreds, and it's going to be a matter of who do you choose in these countries. And you know, if you decide you don't like them, you know, you would more have a hard time getting rid of them than getting them, as ass backwards as that would sound to someone who's been beat down by these masculine women in the West. I guarantee you that will be your problem, is who do you choose? And if you decided you didn't want to be with them anymore, how could you actually get rid of them? Which just will sound like absolute, you know, sign language or braille to someone who hasn't experienced this. But yeah, just wanted to give that message to guys that are looking for a younger partner or looking for a girl that has genuine beauty, that is in her prime. Philippines is ground zero. Come check it out, do a discovery trip, go to 4 different places. Get online, but get online a few days before coming and really try to just meet someone in real life. Don't meet at the airport, don't do any of that nonsense, and just enjoy the journey. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Here at the Trump Towers in Makati, Philippines. Just another beautiful day in paradise. gonna fly back to Boracay soon, do some stuff on the beach for you guys and stuff. But yeah, at the end of the day, just enjoy, my friends. All right, sana all.